You know, I was just on the phone with a brother, and he just sparked some scriptures within my mind. The Lord said, you want to be my servant? I have chosen the fire of adversity for you. You see, the Lord also said, how has the gold become dim? How has the most fine gold changed? You understand? Because the precious sons of Zion are comparable to fine gold. And if you dig up gold, if you find gold on the edge of a river, if you find gold anywhere, it has impurities within it. But the only way to make that gold pure is to put it through a furnace, to beat that gold down and take out the other metals, the impurities, until it becomes that 24-karat gold chain on your chest, until it becomes pure. But once again, the only way to make that gold pure is through fire, through adversity. You see, us being the children of Israel, we were given Eden. We were given dominion. But through our transgressions and always wanting to follow those other trees, those other nations, those other philosophies, those other ways, we fell into sin and we were taken away out of the garden. And that very same man, that sin, is that very same man, through his reincarnate body being Yawasap, is going to bring us back to Eden. He's going to bring us back to the garden. He's going to bring us back into paradise. He's going to bring us back where we are supposed to be, because the Lord said, I don't meditate evil on you. He meditates peace, so you can have an expected end. What is that expected end? What is that end that he ordained for his saints that he's going to put through this fire, put through these trials, so we can finally learn our lesson? Just as if you have a son and he continues to disobey you, what do? You kick his ass. You teach him his lessons. You take away his video game. You take away the things that please him. You see, the Lord did the same thing to us. He took away the things that pleased us. He took away our dominion from the earth and gave it on to a foolish nation, a heathen nation. He gave it on to the most basest nation on earth. But we are coming back to who we are. We are coming back to the Lord, and we're mourning. We're weeping. The Lord has our foreheads marked. The Lord has chosen us. And why? I don't know. I don't know why he chose me. I don't know why he chose my brothers. Because I am filled with flaws. I am a fallible man. Even though I try to keep the law, I try to follow the law, I sin every day. This is why you got to be thankful. You got to be grateful. Because he said, before I created the earth, before the foundations of the world were laid out, I have chosen you. I have chosen you to have an expected end. You see, sometimes we ask, why am I going through this? Lord, I've been good, Lord. I keep the laws, Lord. You know what I'm saying? I wear my fringes. I don't eat pork. I don't steal from my brother. I don't commit adultery. Lord, I don't fornicate. Lord, I try my best. I put weed down, Lord. I put all these things down for you, and you still put me through these trials. You see, sometimes we think just because we're trying our best, that means we're doing enough. We can't do anything to enough for the Most High. How can we do something that we feel is enough for the Most High when he created a vast world? He created the universe. He created things we can't even see. And you think you can do enough for him? How can you do enough for him? Does that even make sense? It doesn't to me. This is why you always have to be thankful. You always have to be grateful, even through the things we go through. Even when we're forsaken by our blood, forsaken by our friends, forsaken by our close ones, because the Lord will never forsake you. Yahweh Shai will never forsake you. He was hung on the cross, pierced in his ribs for us. He died for us. And I ask you, brothers, when you have your chance, when you have your time, do things like this. Take time out for the Lord. You see, I came here and I've been meditating on the Lord the entire time, and He's speaking to me. He's showing me things as I meditate on His word, as I sit out here listening to some smooth instrumentals and reading the word. He's opening my eyes to things I've continued to do wrong, even in this truth. He's opening my eyes on how me and Brother Panah, who I just got off the phone with, we always said we don't even know what we're doing, because it's true. We don't know what we're doing. We don't realize how the Lord is using us, how the Lord is making us wake up the lost sheep. We have to realize that this is more than just us. We have to give our lives to the Lord. You see, we want to be comfortable. How can you search for the Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit, which is the Spirit of Christ, the Spirit of the Lord? How can you search for a comforter if you're comfortable, if you're not going through anything? How can you want a comforter, right? If everything is all good, you smoking your weed, you selling your little thing on the side, you know what I'm saying? You got this shorty, and you still got baby moms in the crib. You know what I'm saying? You that nigga, you know what I'm saying? You comfortable. You comfortable in this hellish world. You comfortable in Esau's kingdom. If you comfortable in Esau's kingdom, I'm going to tell you one thing. You're going to be very uncomfortable in the kingdom to come. You are not going to reap the benefits that the Lord promised to the children of Israel. You're not going to reap the benefits of the promise that the Lord gave to Abraham. How can you reap the benefits if you're comfortable in this world? If you all good, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Your bills is paid. This is taken care of. Everything's in order. But you know what's not in order? Your spirit. Your spirit's not in order. Because to whom is given, much is required. If you know better, the Lord's going to kick your ass. But if the Lord leaves you alone, hey, man, He said, I chastise whom I love. You're not getting chastised in this world. If the Lord ain't kicking your ass, are you sure He loves you? Are you sure? See, we got to open our eyes to a lot of things, man. It's more than just a fringe. It's more than just not shaving your beard. It's more than just not eating pork. It's the Spirit of the Lord. It's the Spirit. It's how you treat your brother. You can't have $5 in your pocket and you see your brother is down and out. Give that brother that money, man. And that's just a carnal example. Why? Because the Lord said the birds wake up and know what they're going to eat, right? So you should have that faith to know that you're going to be okay. The Lord is always going to provide. You see, a lot of my boys from the streets know, man, we was homeless, man. 4 niggas on one floor. You know what I'm saying? We was sinning. We was wilding. But even through our sin, even through our ignorance, as I meditate now, me being in this truth, me being in this knowledge, in this remembrance, me being in the grace and covered in the blood of Yawasap, I realize that the Lord, even through my ignorance, even through my wicked ways, always provided for me. He always gave me a way out. He always showed me. He always tried to guide me. Even though as the Lord said not to do, I tried to force the course of the river at times. But the Lord said not to force the course of the river. The Lord said in Sirach chapter 4, I believe it's verse 26, confess thy sins and force not the course of the river. Looking at this river today, this beautiful Lord's creation, I began to meditate and realize, you see, the white man, he creates man-made canals. He creates man-made river systems. He creates man-made lakes. And the only way he does these things is through destruction, through dynamite, through destroying and forcing the course of that river and that water, and creating his own things that the Lord did not ordain, things that the Lord did not create. And through him doing that, if you actually look into a lot of these places and look at the history of these places from now and even till then, you understand? You will realize that a lot of these rivers, a lot of these canals are developing algae. They're developing fungi. And they're suffocating the fish and the creatures within these man-made rivers, these man-made canals, these man-made lakes. Why? Because the Lord said, force not the course of that river. And if this river is symbolically my life, and if I'm supposed to go down this way, this rocky edge right here, if I'm supposed to go through this trial, I have to leave it in the Lord's hands. I have to cast my burdens onto the Lord. I have to trust in the Lord that I will make it through this rocky spot and it will smoothen out. You understand? You know, through the years, I've lost part of coming to places like this and just relaxing, whether it's with people or whether it's by yourself. You know, I hopped in the car today. I'm going through a lot, going through things I never thought I would experience. And me just hopping in the car and just literally driving, no GPS, just driving, listening to gospel, I found this. And you know, one thing I learned through counsel is sometimes we go through things in order to lift up the men that are going to go through the same things that we went through. Because there's nothing uncommon to men. We all go through the same trials. One thing I've always said, even before the truth, is everybody goes through something, but one thing that's universal is pain. We all feel pain, whether Jew or Gentile. We all go through trials. We all feel that same thing in the inside that sometimes makes us want to give up. Sometimes makes us want to just lash out and sin. You know what I'm saying? We all go through things that sometimes we question every move that we're making and we've made in the past and we're going to make in the future. Something else I also learned through counsel is sometimes a counselor, or through that counsel, he's not going to tell you exactly what to do. Or what that person that's guiding you is not going to give you the answer that you always need. But if you meditate on that counsel, you'll realize that you're the one that's going to have to make the decisions. You're the one that's going to have to make the choices that ultimately is going to alter your life. Whether it's going to alter it negatively or positively, being a man is standing by the decisions you've made. Your decisions are not always going to be the best. Your decisions are not always going to be the wisest. But that's one reason why you pray. That's one reason why you fast. And you ask the Most High. You ask the Spirit of the Lord in order to guide you. So, once again, I love y'all brothers. I know we all going through things, but stay in the Spirit. Stay strong. Continue to pray. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatham.